Hello my craft friends, this is RB Jules from SEO Handmade Craft Spot. Today I'm going to show you how to reduce this clay cane, which means to make it smaller. And this is a bullseye striped cane that we actually created before in another video. Your tissue blade, and this is just going to be simply to cut it down to whatever length that you would like once you reduce it. And a ruler for measurement, or either you can eyeball it for whatever project that you're going to use, but I'm just going to show you how you can do it with accurate measurement. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's set these other two things aside. To do this, you want to take your index finger and your thumb finger, and you want to hold it like this, and you want to squeeze in the middle. Turn and squeeze. Turn and squeeze. Turn and squeeze. And this is just to start the process. Now my piece has been sitting a bit, so it's a little cold, so I'm actually waking it up while I'm doing this. And also, as you can see, you want to make sure that your stripes stay. And the reason why you want to kind of hold both ends, because as you reduce this, the ends are going to bulge out, and sometimes it will sink in, like this side is already sunken in. But when you hold it and you start in the middle, you actually can control the ends of the clay. Now there will be some loss in the reduction process, but you can control it. And as you do this, then you hold the end, and as you hold the end, you're controlling how small it gets. But as you can see, this part, it's going in a little bit, but as you squeeze the end, it will push it out. And I promise you folks, this is a tedious process, but it is very necessary if you want to know how to reduce your clay canes. And as it goes out, and as you can see, the more we reduce it, the smaller it gets. Now, because this has stripes, you want to kind of control the stripes a little bit, and you continue to turn it upside down, and you want to apply even pressure on both sides, and you squeeze it a little. And as you can see, it's getting the stripes, they're going to change a lot, but they're not going to get distorted, so you're not going to worry about that because you're in control. You just want to try to keep them as straight as you can. And as you do this, you push up a little bit and down and up like this. And as you can see, it's reducing. Now, if you wanted to use it at this length, you could stop right here, cut off both ends, and use it accordingly. But I'm going to actually reduce it a lot smaller than this, because we're going to use this cane in a future project, and the size needs to be smaller. Now, at this point, you can roll it out like this, and your sides may look a little wonky, but that's okay. And in a subsequent video, I will show you how you can use the ends to make something really beautiful. I waste absolutely no clay at all. And see, sometimes it'll crack, especially if it's been sitting too long, but don't worry about it. Always remember that clay is very, very forgiving, and it will do what you want it to do. So as you can see, the more we do this, the more reduced it becomes. And if you want to use it at this size, you can stop right here. Again, cut it and proceed forward. But again, I want it a lot smaller. And I guess you say, how much smaller do I actually want this clay cane? And you're going to see in a minute. And for smaller pieces, it doesn't take long, as you can see, to reduce it. But the bigger the clay cane is that you've created, the longer it will take to reduce, and it actually as many steps to it at that point, but we're going to keep it simple right here, right now. And again, don't worry about the split piece because you can always cut it and use it, or you can wrap over it. That does happen, but such is life in the world of clay. Things do happen. So, and then you're going to continue to control the end, and as you can see, when you do this, you're minimizing the distortion of the clay. When you do this, and you continue to do it on both ends, and that way you can control how you want the clay. And when you roll it out like this, you're actually lengthening the clay cane. It's actually getting smaller when you do it like this. In the middle. So, and then you also can hold it with your middle finger and your thumb, and turn it and slightly pull it, and in this way it'll get long as well. And this is with a smaller clay cane, and the more you do this, the longer it will get. And again, you want to control your stripes. And this is more so if you're going to use this as a main piece where you can see the stripes on the outside of your cane, but the clay cane that we're going to use, you're not going to see the stripes on the side. And the stripes on the side it never matters, especially if you're going to cut it, because you're always going to see just this end, just like I'm getting ready to show you in a minute, because we're almost done. And you want to make sure it's even as possible in terms of the size. And so, for the most part, we're done. And this is as long as I want it. And at this point, what you want to do, you want to take your tissue blade and you want to cut the ends off. So as you can see, it's much, much smaller. And this is about the size that I wanted for the project that we're going to do in the next video. And you're going to cut off both ends. But as I said, remember, don't throw your ends away, because there's actually a lot of clay here that you can use. Believe it or not, it's a whole lot of clay that you can use right here. And as you can see, here are the ends of your clay cane, and you can, roll it out just a little bit more just to make your ends even up with the middle of your clay. And then once you do that, what you do is you're going to take your ruler and determine how long you want your smaller clay pieces to be for your project. And so for this one, we're going to make this one 3 inches. Slide your ruler out. And then once you do that, you can take your clay canes now and line them up. And then you can use them to measure each cut. That way you can you'll have it kind of accurate for your for your project. And when you have little pieces like this, you can take it, excuse me, you can take it further and reduce it down further. and use it as little accents in your project as well. And I'm going to show you that also. But for the most part, this is how you reduce and cut clay cane. Until next time, thank you. Bye.